Hi everyone, I'm Vone Kevitz, knit and crochet designer for one-of-a-kind makers who dare to be original. I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to find me, and while I'm doing that, I'm just going to open with the prayer. Oh Lord, thank you for another amazing hour that I get to spend with my beautiful creative friends. May you please bless us with open hearts and open minds. May we show love and light, share joy and kindness, and spread truth, fearless truth with grace and humility. In Jesus' name, amen. If you're on, say hi, and let's get cracking. So I don't even know where to begin. I'm just going to do this organically, as I always do, because I never prepare for any of these things. I just know what I want to talk about, and then I kind of just let things happen the way they happen. And it is an apology tour. I am officially on an apology tour. So if I don't get to cover all the topics today, it's a tour, so I will be covering it on another day. And I'm also so I'm here live every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, but I'm also going to sprinkle in a couple of lives on Instagram, only because I look so much better with that subtle filter on Instagram. So I think I'm just going to take advantage of it. So I'm going to do some lives in there. And if we can somehow get YouTube to put that filter on here, then YouTube will have me for life. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Bonnie. Thank you for joining. Alan, I'm so glad you're here. I want to cover a little bit about what we chatted about. And Lenny. Oh, wow. We got a great party. Great party. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So, so many things have happened. I don't know if you've caught any of my lives lately. I've just been buzzing since my video, that diversity video, was it last week? The week before, came onto the scene again. So I guess we are still talking about this craziness in the knitting world, right? Hello, Brenda. Oh, thank you for letting me know. Ooh, Ellie's back. I've just been admiring Ellie and her farm life, like her and her beautiful animals every single day. If you guys are following Senko Farms on Instagram, go follow. If you want some, is it furry? No, because they don't have fur. She's got sheep and lamb and all kinds of. What do you call? Is it wool? Okay, wool babies. Because I just look at her feeds and she's just all over these baby lambs and baby sheep and all kinds of fuzzy baby creatures that are just all over the place. And I love watching her feed. They make me laugh. Wool babies. Yeah, old-fashioned shared account with the hubbies. That's all right, because you know what, Brenda? The hubbies shares my account. He uses my account to do everything. So if you have access to the things that I follow, which I don't think you do, I hope you don't. I hope you don't, only because it's all of my husband's stuff. It's all of my husband's stuff. So he hijacks my account all the time. So I totally get that. I want to start today with, I don't even know where I want to start. There's so many, so I'm just going to kind of like go, okay? I put out the diversity video. I saw that crazy post, the knitting community is racist, and I put out that, and then I put out the video, and then I removed the poison. And then Ravelry happened, and I put out the video and I removed the poison. And now all of a sudden this green sock happened, and I'm like, everybody's speaking up and everybody's standing up. And I'm like, I mean, everybody is speaking up and standing up. There's courage and bravery all around because they're sick. They're sick of it. Their side, our side, there's no sides anymore because it's just pure insanity. It's just insane. And the person who described it best was my new friend, Tina. I hope she comes on. She said she would. And if she doesn't, if she's not on this live, she will come on, like she will watch the replay. And I ask that she just leave in her comments her links. Tina, if you're watching this now or later, add your link so they can go follow you and get that YouTube video that you put out yesterday, speaking up a little bit about this insanity. And she described what happened in the knitting community last year in January, equated to like a South Park episode. I just watched Tina's video and that you referenced. Hold on, Kathy. I just watched Tina's video that you referenced. It's so sad to see how people have been hurt. So sad. And so sad. And this is why I'm doing this. This is why I am doing this apology tour. Shelly in Oklahoma, thank you for all you have done and are doing. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You guys, I'm just a vessel. I'll be in and out. Of course, Ellie, because you've got those wool babies. I get it. If it's between me and the wool babies, I'd leave me too. Good morning. Good morning, Jennifer. Oh, so glad that you joined me live here. So happy to finally catch you live. I know, I'm so glad that you're finally here with us. Tina had said it very poignantly about what happened in the knitting community last year in January. She equated to a South Park episode. I can't like describe it as well as she did, but it's basically like they were in this magical utopia world, which is our knitting community. You know, we're magical utopia world because this is why we knit. This is why we knit and crochet. This is why we love our yarn. Our yarn, the yarn fiber arts world is our bliss. It's our bliss. We come here to get away from the crazy out there, right? So we come here and we love hard on our yarns, and we just sit in this, and it's our utopia. And then there, in that utopia, there is this wall or something in the door where like bad people live, like the evil, right? So it's just like a tiny wall, and it blocks the evil that's out there from Utopia World. This is South Park. She was describing it. Go find the video. I hope she comes on and shares the link. And something happened, which is what happened last year. Evil and horrible, and comes in. They broke through the wall, and they came in. And the Utopia land had strawberry shortcake. It had all the innocence of characters. Were there, and they all got eaten by the evil that broke through the wall. And that's essentially what happened. That's what happened when I opened my computer when I grabbed my phone at 2 a.m. on Instagram and said the knitting community is racist. And I was like, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. There are racists in the world, like real racists in the world. There are real people that are bigots. There are real hurt humans that actually live and have this hurt in their heart, that judge people by the surface of their skin color. There are people with that hurt, just like there are murderers, just like there are thieves, just like there are all kinds of evil, right? There are all kinds of evil people. They exist, yes. But to say a community is, no. That is not true. That is not the case. And that's why I put the diversity view, because that's not the case. That's a lie. It's our happy place. Don't mess with it. Exactly. And that's why I put the video. But I realize now, so I put the video, and then in my last Saturday, I had so many things have happened since last Saturday. In my last Saturday, I had said, okay, guys, apparently I'm back on here for the third time trying to do a controversial video. And when are we going to grow up? Like, when is this, you know what I mean? Like, when are you guys all going to get it, right? Like, why do I have to do another controversial video on this ridiculous topic? And I was saying that, and then I put the video out, and I'm starting to reflect on it a little bit more and more, and people are messaging me more and more, and and then it just hit me. It just hit me. It didn't take the third video for everybody else to get it. It took that third video that I filmed last Saturday for me to get it. And that's why I'm apologizing. I'm apologizing that it took me 3 videos a whole year later, and I finally got it. I knew something was wrong in my beautiful maker community, and I selfishly removed the poison and turned my back on it. For all the reasons, you guys know why I do the things that I do. I assumed that the cancer was growing because of Ravelry, 6 months later, and I still ignored it. I removed the poison again, and I ignored it. And it took me in this green sock movement to say, you guys, these people need a cure. And I'm just saying that's not the cure. If you don't know why I was pleading, don't move forward with the green sock, just because it's a movement that starts with a hurt human, hurting another human by strongholding that human, like by pressuring her to apologize for something that is so innocent, just like the blog that was so innocent about her going to India, just so innocent. And then they just attacked it, and I knew the cancer was existing, and I allowed it to metastasize. I allowed it because I always said, when the problem is out there, just like, remember the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? The moment that you think the problem is out there, that thought is the problem, because you've allowed what's out there to control you. So all the power is always within us. If the problem is out there, the power is within us. I knew there was a problem out there, and I ignored it, and so I allowed it. I should have came back. The second that I saw that blog, because when I first did the diversity video, I did not know the circumstance. I remember I was like, if a blogger said something evil, then let the blogger go down for it. Don't blame the whole community for it. If the magazine that she was working for, you know what I mean, blame the magazine because they allowed it, just like Ravelry, the company, they allowed it, if they don't. But I should have came back because I saw it was wrong. I should have came back and said, you guys, that is so wrong. Like, her blog is fine. It's literally as benign as drinking a glass of water. And yes, I'm mustard colored too. I should have. Because then if I did, then Maria Tuscan wouldn't have taken all the backlash that she did. And I didn't know about Maria Tuscan. People kept mentioning to her, and then I just assumed that Maria Tuscan was Karen Templer, who was the original blog writer. I just kind of meshed those two humans up. And so basically I got the 2 white girls mixed up because they all look alike. So there's my second apology, which if you didn't watch, if you weren't a part of my original practice round of this apology tour in my live on Instagram, I started off with that, and I wasn't able to save it. So that magical hour is lost in space. So, and probably rightfully so. Thank the Lord Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, for maybe not letting that go, because that was a little too raw and a little too unfiltered. So I'm glad that God did not let me save that and release that. I apologize too. I didn't know who or where to apologize. Exactly. So let's start now, right? Let's start now, because the the opposition loves a good apology, right? I saw an Instagram post this week about a knitter who was who was announcing an event that, I don't know if she was doing a knit along. We all look alike. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Have you guys ever seen The Office? You know, based on Scranton, where I live. So we loved Michael Scott from The Office. He did an Asian episode, right? He did an Asian episode where they were in the Chinese restaurant, and the joke was, you know, all Asians look alike. You guys got to go find that episode, okay? He did an Asian episode on The Office, where, and making fun of all Asians look alike, right? That joke. And the first half of the video with the Asian waitresses, with the Asian waitresses were in there, right? And then they took them home. They take them to the office. They took them back to the office, right? Because they wanted to be a girlfriend or something. I can't remember all the details. But they changed those Asians. So the two Asians that were in the restaurant that they were courting to bring back to the office are two completely different Asians in the office in the second half of the show. And I'll bet you nobody noticed. But you know who noticed? This Asian. This Asian noticed. And I think that was a part of the joke. That was a part of the joke. So if you guys didn't get that joke and you didn't watch because I watched it, I was like, funny. I was like, those are different Asians. He's like, what? No, they're all the same. I was like, no, those are different Asians. I said, I think that's a part of the joke, that they all look alike, that we all look alike, and they swap them just to prove a point that nobody would get it. And I'll bet you not a lot of people got it. Hey, sweet Joanna at Potion was attacked for her YouTube video as well. I feel horrible for not being more proactive in supporting and defending her. Right? Yes, our youngest daughter is Asian and she thinks the episode is hilarious. She definitely noticed. Amen. Jennifer, kudos to your daughter for noticing. She's probably one out of the very few that got it. I had to point it out to my husband several times before he finally was like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, look at her cheeks. They're like, the head is a totally different, and it's not subtle differences. It's obvious Asian differences. It's obvious. That cracks me up. I'm so glad to know somebody else noticed it. But maybe it's an Asian superpower. I don't know. But apparently, I had gotten Maria and Karen mixed up. So every time they were saying Tuscan knits, I thought it was her. And man, Maria was brave. Holy camole, man, was she brave to put out that video, which she put out 2 days after my video, and I never knew. She never knew about my video. I never knew about hers. We just found each other this week, and she's still like unapologetic, like she's still strong. I'm looking at her. That video was so graceful and so sweet and so like, I can't. And to know all that came, to know all the wolves and the foxes and the dragons and what other animals that draw blood, that will burn and draw blood with the carnage and then walk away. What are these animals? Because that's what came after her. And she still stood tall and still thriving. Not easy, but still tall and thriving. My niece's husbands are black and boy, are they different? Because you know this stuff. And boy, are they different. We're all different. We're all different. To make a blanket statement about a human being is just wrong on so many levels. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. Maria is awesome, and I found her because of an indie guy on IG and was trying to shame her. So I'm so thankful to be. So I'm so thankful to be Dyer, to that Dyer, that because an indie dyer on IG was trying to shame her, and you're thankful for her because she pointed you out to Maria, right? So that's a great thing. That's a great thing. They're using that to they're using that name list tactic to come after people who are standing up. Speaking of, so I speaking of, there are several accounts that started following me this week, which is weird. And I had put on my stories to ask a question. Do you guys think like I'm going crazy or is this a conspiracy? But there are a couple of new accounts, excuse me, that started following me that have no profile, and no post and nobody following them. And they're following like 10 or 15 people. And all those people are the people that are speaking up and speaking out against the crazy in the knitting community. And I'm like, what is this? I was like, am I going crazy or is this a conspiracy? I'm gonna come after. I'm gonna address that a little bit too. We are all different, and yes, blanket statements are so wrong, so wrong. Because isn't that what bigotry is? Isn't that what racism is? Blanket statements about a certain type of person, about a certain color, about a certain creed. Isn't that what all that is? Which they stand very much against because they're all about calling people racist and bigots. Like, isn't that what that is? Making a blanket statement about something? Well, support for Donald Trump is unambiguously support for open white supremacy, right? I believe that's a very blanket statement. And remember, if you want to call me a white supremacist, I only accept it after you watch the link in this video. I'm going to put it on my links to every video because I want that video to go viral. It's Pat Gray was featuring Bishop Wooden addressing the woke community. So for the woke community, Bishop Wooden addresses the woke community by asking them to wake up or by telling them to wake up. So if you want to be woke, that would mean that you want to wake up or that you are awake, then you need to watch that video because only the woke will call me a white supremacist, but they need to watch that video first and then I'll accept it. That's my challenge. I will only accept it after they watch that video. So somebody on Instagram had apologized for using cakewalk in her promo, for her knitting community promo, using the word cakewalk. And on the post, it had said that I'm sorry for using it. I didn't know that the meaning behind it, and I was educated. I love the words they use. I was educated in the meaning of that word, and it has a slavery connotation to it, right? And I looked it up on Wikipedia, which I love how Wikipedia is now the new dictionary. So Webster is no longer the official English language dictionary anymore. Is Webster not the official? Is it Wikipedia now? Because when I learned English, I'm 41. I came at 6 years old. I escaped my communist country and landed in America at 6 years old. And the dictionary was the way I learned English. And in the dictionary, cakewalk meant easy, easy peasy. But now, I guess in Wikipedia, we have a new, when you write a new dictionary, I guess I'm not caught up with the latest English language. So somebody was apologizing for that. And I'm like, dudes, why do you have to apologize for using the word cakewalk? When, if you want to address real human slavery going on right now in 2020, real human slavery going on right now in 2020, there's human trafficking going on right now in 2020 here in the United States. You don't even have to go to another country, but there are in other countries a lot more. But even here in the United States, human trafficking. They are buying and selling humans against their will right now in 2020. Go fight that. Go fight that. If you want to fight slavery, you don't have to go to the past and pick on a word. You know what I mean? And make somebody apologize for using that word that has multiple meanings. And I want to address a little bit about the power of words too. Words. And I guess I should have started with that. I guess I should have started my apology tour with that, with maybe a little bit on that topic. Words. The power of words, because I'm going to be using a lot of words. I'm going to be using, in my apology tour, I'm going to be using a lot of words that you may not agree with, like rivalry. You may not agree with, like green socks, you know. You may not agree with diversity. You may not agree with racism. You may not agree with bigotry. I'm going to use like a lot of new words, words coming from, you know, hard words, hard, like words that make us cringe a little bit, right? So awakening, wait, wine is past tense. Woke. Oh, wait, hold on. What's happening? Yes, fight human trafficking today. Exactly. Fight it today. We need to show and put an end to human trafficking. Yes, that's going on right now. Right now. You don't need to go to the past for that. Awakening. Wine is past tense. Woke. What are you trying to say, Allie? The woke are awake? I thought cakewalk was when ladies made cakes and they were set out for people to walk by and bid on them to raise money. Good God, I'm sure that could have been one of the meanings. Cakewalk is when ladies made cakes and there's people to walk by and bid on them to raise money. Oh my God, I love it. That makes sense too. I'll accept that as cakewalk. Words. So I'm going to say a lot of hard words in this apology tour. That may take me days, that may take me weeks, that may take me months, that may take me years, but I know now that clearly this is where I need to be. And I'm going to say a lot of words, a lot of hard words, and some of you may or may not agree with it. But words are only words. Words are like this glass of water. Words can cleanse if we allow it. Words can hurt if we allow it. Words can heal if we allow it. Words don't have any power unless you give it power. Am I making sense? Words don't have power unless you apply it, unless you believe it, unless you. If someone calls me stupid and I believe it, that's going to hurt me. And then there's power to it. Then there's power in that word. If I call myself stupid and I believe it, then I'm hurt. Then I'm done. There's the power. But the word stupid has no meaning, has no power, unless I give it power. Only when you believe the word does it have power over you. So somebody had asked me that, and I wanted to address that on this live, and we can unpack that a lot more. So if someone's going to tell me that I'm not smart, and I believe it, then that has power. Those words of what they called me, I gave it power because I believe it. If I don't believe it and go ahead and try to call me not smart and call me stupid, I'm gonna be like, no, I don't believe it because I'm a freaking genius. I read a lot, I learn a lot, I know a lot. I'm really smart. I'm really, really smart. So if you're gonna call me stupid, I don't believe it. So therefore, it has no power over me. Now, if somebody says something to you and uses words that hurt you, that cut you, that has power over you, then what you need to do is find out why. Why? Why is this bothering you? Why does this word hurt me so much? Why does this mean? Like, why is this having power over me? Because the word itself is not powerful. What we gave it power is what makes it hurt. You know what I mean? So now we need to figure out how to get that power back. And that's what this apology tour is all about. Taking responsibility and bringing the power back into you. So not to be afraid of words. I do understand what you're saying, that words don't have power, but they definitely can. They definitely can, Ellen, if you give it power. Word itself has no meaning, has no substance unless you actually put the substance in there. Words are like a cake box. When I stay on the topic of cake, a cake box. You know, like those instant cake boxes that you make instantly. That's a word. Is that a cake? No. You know how you make that instant box? You know, those cake mix? You know how you make it into a cake? When you actually put time to create it, put meaning behind it, and then believe it. Then all of a sudden, that box, those words, they have a lot of power. But you know what? The great thing about us being creatives, like us being human beings with minds and hearts and mouths and hands, like, you know what the great thing about that? We get to create what we do with that box. We get to create what we do with those words. We either make beautiful creations out of those words, so we get to use our words to spread love and light and joy into ourselves and into others, or we can use words to hurt and to cut and to destroy and to kill. But you can only cut what wants to be cut. Nobody can make you inferior without your permission. Nobody can make you feel less than without your permission. Yes, the word in itself isn't evil. It's how we receive it and allow it to affect us. We have to give it power. Yes. If it hurts you, you gave it power. So now, how do we find out how to take the power back? But you know what? I love words because I try to make words better me. I love words because because I know the power of words I know how to use the power correctly. So I use beautiful words. I don't call myself an idiot, because if I call myself an idiot enough, I start to believe it. I don't call myself marginalized, because if I call myself marginalized, I start to believe it. I want to touch a little bit about that too. Thank you, Ellie. So are you. You're all amazing. If you're watching this video, you are all amazing human beings. Everybody watching this video is an amazing human being. Can I get a like button for that? There was, I want to say, if I call myself marginalized, if I call myself a marginalized human being enough, I will believe it. So in my diversity video, I mentioned that in the people I'm following, I am following 2 Asians. At the time, I'm following 2 Asians, an African American, and a Caucasian. All of them were big accounts, 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus, 100 plus, right? Big accounts. And they are, thank you for your wise words and clarity. Thank you, because I know how to use words powerfully. And I'm here to teach it to you guys. I'm here to teach it to you guys, because we have that power. We could use our words negatively, we could accept negative words, or we can reject negative words, and we can empower powerful words, good words. You know what I mean? It's all within us. We're the creators. Remember, we are the creators. Be proactive. Take control. Habit number 1, accept responsibility for yourselves 100%. Don't give power to anybody else. Accept responsibility. That's be proactive. Habit 1. You can't go anywhere until you accept responsibility for yourself. So the power of positive thinking. Yes, exactly. That's where that whole thing came from. So the African American that I was following has a maker community that is beyond numbers beyond. I dream and pray that the Dare to Be Original community can grow to the size of that amazingness, right? And she did it all on her own, all on her own, all on her beautiful darker self. She did it all on her own. In fact, she was so amazing that I loved her response when that first bite happened. I loved her response. It was so classy. And I was like, that's why I'm following her, guys. You know what I mean? And then I haven't been following her since, like, I haven't checked up on her. And recently, with all this craziness happening, I checked up on her, what's going on. And I was starting to look at her feeds, and I noticed her copy changed dramatically. Dramatically. I noticed her copy change. And that was where the problem was. I was like, she was able to create this massive community of makers, and she did it all by herself, and then became this leader to lead a whole bunch of, like, team members to grow to the size that they grew to. And now all of a sudden, like, her copy is like, we need to have more inclusion, and woe is me, and even though I'm this darker shade of color, despite my marginalized self, I'm gonna work twice as hard, and even though it's hard, I'm gonna try. I'm like, what the freak just happened to her in the past year? Swimming in that muck, swimming in all that. This world is so evil, and there are people that are just horrible, and there's so much racism all around, and we're just marginalized human being, and now we just have to, like, strain ourselves in getting better. And despite, I'm like, when were you ever marginalized? When were you ever marginalized? When you reached the moon. She grabbed the freaking moon. She was able to do something that few people in the world could do. She made a dent in the universe with her color already there. And now it's the crutch. Now it's the crutch in her life. And I'm like, what the heck happened? Where did the power go? What did she do with her power? Some people won't take responsibility for themselves. No, they won't. And that's a big problem. But you can't do anything about that, because the only thing you can do is take responsibility for yourself. And it always starts from us, just like it starts with me. My world starts with me, not anybody else. That is so sad. It is so sad. I don't know if I caught her on a bad day. I don't know if I caught her on a bad week, but her copy's like happy-go-lucky today. You know what I mean? But hold on a second. Hey, Indy, no, calm down, stop it. They're making a mess. They're making a mess, guys. So, but that's the point, and that's what I'm trying to prevent you guys from doing that. And a year ago, that's what I was preventing myself from doing. I didn't want to swim in that toxic water. I don't want to stay in that toxic water because I feared of what would have happened to me, and I didn't want to lose my creativity the way Devin did in the Nitty McPurley. She's a new video that just spoke out. When Devin did, and what struck me, her video is awesome too. I mean, that family's got mad skills. Her daughter, she runs laps around me in the knitting. She's making these knitting dolls. Oh my God, like I want to be like her daughter when I grow up, I swear. So sad this woman gave the words power. Yes, so sad. So sad. And that's what I don't want to happen to you, to me, to any of us. I don't want that. And now that we know the solution, now that we know the problem, now that we know we have all the power. You know what I mean? I didn't want to do it back then, but I know that this year I'm fully capable of it. I know that the Lord put me here and brought the green socks in my third video. I know I'm here. I prayed with navies. I was like, navies, if I take on this role, if I go in this water, in this bloody shark filled water, if I go in this, how will I come out alive? And she reminded me that God puts me exactly where I'm meant to be because I can. He puts on my plate because he knows I can handle it. And my real apology, somebody had shared a Twitter page, a Twitter screenshot. I'm not on Twitter. I have a Twitter thing that, Instagram goes to Twitter so people can follow me on Twitter, but I don't interact with Twitter. I used to, when I first started when I first started social media in the beginning, I used to do Twitter, and then I found out Instagram was so much better, and then I just focused on Instagram. And then whatever I post on Instagram, it goes to Twitter. So I have a Twitter account, but I don't engage in Twitter. People need to stop being victims. Exactly. Nobody can make you feel inferior without your permission. So if you feel inferior, you gave that permission. You allowed it. So now how do we take it back? You could stop that. You don't have to give them permission anymore. You could say, no, you don't own me. Your words don't own me. Your hate doesn't own me. Your power is not taking control over me anymore. God brings you something. He will bring you through it. Amen. Amen. I was guilty of believing other people's words about other creators. I apologize to Nathan, and he was so gracious. The beautiful Sultana. I love Sultana. You guys, Sultana is one of my favorite humans in the entire world. I love her. Go love hard on Sultana's crochet. She's a left-handed crocheter. So if you guys want to learn how to do, if you are a left-handed human being that wants to crochet, but have always been bombarded with how to learn from right-handed, and you need to learn from a left-handed crocheter, she is your master. Go check up on her. She's got a brand new website. Sultana, put in the links what your website is so people can put in the comments so people can find you if they're left-handed and they want to learn how to crochet. She, what was I saying? So they showed me a screenshot of on this Twitter, and they said, Devon, if we don't move forward with the Green Sock movement, and we're so sick of this vitriol and this hate in our community, what can we do to stand up against it? Like, what can we do to show our that we're fed up? And I prayed long and hard about it. And then she showed me the Twitter. She's like, this is what we're dealing with. This is what we're facing. So on the Twitter conversation that she shared me the screenshot, it said, look at all the green sock people, like, this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, they have no substance. It's the stupidest cause that they're fighting for, they're championing. And I looked at the feeds, I'm paraphrasing, and I looked at the feeds of who's following this green sock movement, and it's all like Jesus loving moms. They don't matter. All lives matter. There is not one single human life that doesn't matter. Not one single human life on planet Earth that doesn't matter. And that's the problem. That's the problem. We're a civilization right now. We are a civilization right now in 2020 that allows generational genocide by the stroke of our pen. This is where the problem's at. This is where the problem is at the root. This is the root of all evil. We are a civilization right now that by the stroke of a magical pen, we allow generational genocide. We allow the ending of our bloodline. Wow, it's 51 minutes and I didn't even get started. Where did that time go? I want to do one more thing before I talk about this, because I'm going to talk about this a lot, because I know this is the root of all evil. The right to life begins with the right to live. Without the right to live, there is no right to life. Without the right to life, there is no right to live. When you don't value life at any stage, you don't value life at every stage. When you don't value life at every stage, you don't value life at any stage. If you don't value life that is growing in your belly, you're not going to value life that is 1 month here, 3 months there, 21-year-old here, 35-year-old there, this color, that color, this creed, that creed. If you don't value life at this stage right here, coming out of your bloodline, you're not going to value that one out there. You're certainly not going to value the dude on the other line of this computer. You're certainly not going to value the humans on the other side of this phone. No. It starts right here. Right here. Inside of you. All life is so important. There is not one life that doesn't matter. So, this year I'm going to talk a lot about this. And it started with my Ravelry video. This year I'm going to talk a lot about this. And I know now that this is the root of all evil. I know it. I know it. This is what's wrong with our civilization. If we don't value life at this stage right here, what's coming out of us, what's in us, a part of us, if we don't value it here, we can't value it out there at any stage, at any color, at any age, at any size. Oh my God, I didn't even get to touch on the size. Oh, so you guys got to follow me on Instagram because I'm going to go do some lives in there too. When I talk about abortion and I talk about being pro-life and I talk about that, I'm not talking to any human being that went through it. I'm not talking about anybody that chose that hard decision. I'm not talking about any of that. Okay? So I'm not talking specifically to any one human being. If you had to make that hard choice and you did it, I'm not talking to you, and I'm not talking about you. What you do with your life, the decisions that we make, I'm not perfect, you're not perfect, nobody's perfect. We all make horrible decisions sometimes, we all make great decisions sometimes. We are never right. We're fallible human beings. We're fallible in so many ways. We're all sinners. And the famous Maria Tuscan is here. I know who you are, so I will not confuse you anymore. Oh, one of my beautiful new BFFs, I swear. When I talk about this, I'm not talking about whether you did it or not. I'm not talking to any specific human being. I am talking about the generalization of it, the fact that at the pro-choice, I saw a clip, many clips at the pro-choice rally that just happened this week, where the lady's like, I had an abortion, yay! Did you have an abortion? Yay! I was like, what? Did you end your child's life? Yay! Did you get to end your child's life? Yay! Am I freaking in the Twilight Zone? Am I in the Twilight Zone? If you can't value life at this stage, you won't value life at any stage. Yeah, my friend at work is preggers now, just 4 months, 4 months. And she sees him or her fully grown, full body, moving and kicking, full head, toes, arms, legs, everything, fully grown. It's not a cancer. It's not a body part. It's not a tumor. It's human life. Human life. Oh, you know how angry people would be if they started aborting puppies and kittens? Preach, Maria, preach. You know, when Miley Cyrus, when Miley Cyrus, is that her name? When I remember seeing a post where she was women's rights in the same very post. She did it. This is not a mockery, somebody else mocking her. This is her post. I'm pro-choice, pro-woman, and pro-animal. I value the voice of the animals. So she's like, I speak up for the silent animals that have no voice. I protect the silent animals that have no voice, because PETA or something, and I'm pro-choice. The silent animals, but not the silent babies, not the silent human lives, not the silent human lives. Wow. I am in the freaking Twilight Zone. So I'm talking all this time about me swimming in blue oceans, and this world is just freaking bananas. Bananas. I'm so sorry you lost your child. And then we're going to say a prayer for you. Yeah, when Michelle Williams on the Golden Globes or Emmys was on there. Yeah, because loss doesn't go away. So I don't know how anybody can cheer. I don't know how anybody can clap. I don't know how we can celebrate that. I don't get it. When Michelle Williams accepted her award, her Golden Globes, her Emmys, whatever it was, she said that, and she was pregnant at the time when she was accepting that award. She said that she owes this award to all of her life decisions, and that includes aborting her baby. I don't know what word she used, but she definitely implied that that includes that. And so having the right to choose to end her baby's life, having the right to choose her to end her baby's life, was a great gift for her, right? And she was proud to be a part of this civilization right now that allows it. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not talking about Michelle Williams. When I talk about this topic, I'm not talking about any human being. I'm not talking about a specific human being. I'm talking about the actual, like, public, like the whole thing about it. You know, the whole fact that it's even in law. By the stroke of our magical pen, we say you can end your child's life. When she said that, the entire audience clapped. The entire Hollywood clapped. They clapped. Here's a woman on stage saying, I chose to end my baby's life to further my career, and now I live with no regrets because I got this award because of the life choices that I made. And the entire audience clapped. That is the evil that we are allowing in this world. So Ravri called me a white supremacist because I made a vote, right? Support for Trump is support for, unambiguously support for open white supremacy. I made a vote. So there's a link in the video. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. Bishop Wooden addresses the woke community, the African American community, saying that the ultimate white supremacist is not me, who's fighting Planned Parenthood. She is the founder of Planned Parenthood, who is Margaret Sanger. And Hillary Clinton, at the time, who was running against Donald Trump, am I remembering my facts right? It happened so long ago and so fast, right? Was it Hillary Clinton that was running against Donald Trump for the presidency? So I had a choice between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump because they were the major candidates. I'm actually very independent. I do all my judging on human beings individually. I'm an individualist. I do all my judging on every human being by that human being, only that human being. If a person is being bigot to me, I blame the person, that interaction. I'm not blaming their family. I'm not blaming their country. I'm not blaming their continent. I'm blaming that human that hurt me and offended me personally, right? I'm an individualist. So I had a choice, and I'm an independent. I had a choice between Trump and Hillary Clinton. And Bishop Wooden says, Hillary Clinton, you got to watch that video because it's in her words. You can see her speech and everything. I admire Margaret Sanger enormously. I admire Margaret Sanger enormously. And next to his preach, next to his thing, and he quoted Margaret Sanger in her manifesto. This is how Planned Parenthood began. we need to exterminate the Negro population. And we're going to do it without them knowing it, because we're going to create a place where they will come and we will murder their bloodline. She hated the Negro population so much that she created a place where they will come and we will kill their children before they even knew it, before they even had a chance to have voice, have power, have strength, have courage, before they can even do. Let's end them before they begin. Oh yeah, Margaret Sanger loved her eugenics. The Nazis can owe Margaret Sanger big too. So Planned Parenthood and the Nazis owe Margaret Sanger for her. She's a powerful woman because her ideology is still living to this day, stronger than ever. Stronger than ever. So strong. So strong. Her ideology is so strong that in 2 weeks, Planned Parenthood, in 2 weeks, and how long has Planned Parenthood been going on? But in 2 weeks, Planned Parenthood has ended the lives of more Negro population, more Black community, more Black babies than the Ku Klux Klan did in their entire existence. In 2 weeks, Planned Parenthood has killed more Black babies than the KKK in their entire existence. So who's the white supremacist? The president that's sitting here doing whatever he can to fight for life, or the woman that said, I admire Margaret Sanger enormously. And I'm the white supremacist. I made that vote. I was educated enough. I was awake enough. I was woke enough, like real woke. I was real woke enough to know who the white supremacist was between the two candidates. And I made that choice. And now they call me a white supremacist. Wow. And Bishop Wooden says, you're not awake. You're not woke. You're asleep. You need to wake up. You need to wake up. So if we want to be woke, if you want to be awake, stay following me. I'll wake you. I'll wake you up. I will use my words and I'll wake you up. Wow, that's horrible. Oh, I miss so much. Oh, I miss so much. RLA is Laura. Is the beautiful Laura. We lost 4 in second trimester, 3 in a row, getting progressively further, and 1 in between in the third and fourth child. Oh my gosh, Laura, my heart breaks for you. Where are we at? Where are we at? That's horrible. I don't know if I even went. And he took me to PP when I was 16, but I refused to kill my baby and had no other help for me. Oh, the movie Unplanned was incredible. It was incredible. My mother was so angry with me. Is she still? Just out of curiosity. Is she still? Ellen, the book was really good. Yeah, Unplanned is an awesome, awesome movie. Awesome, awesome movie. I didn't read the book, but so who am I apologizing for today? Oh, I didn't even get to apologize. There's so many people I haven't apologized to, but that's all right. It's a full tour. It's a full tour. So come back next Saturday. I'm gonna do some more apologizing because the enemy loves a good apology. So I'm gonna do some more apologizing, and for mostly, I am so sorry that I allowed this cancer to metastasize. but we're gonna remove it. And we got a lot of doctors removing it. We got a lot of doctors. There's a lot of great people that are standing up against this crazy right now. Go follow them all. And I want to address in the next so I think this week I'm going to go live on Instagram. We're going to talk about words a little bit more. We could talk about, thank you for a great power hour. Oh yes, thank you guys for joining me. Talking about the power words. We could talk about this crazy couple of followers that are they hiding by not following me with real accounts. And maybe can you go a little bit OT here? If you are following me and you have to create a fake account to follow me and all the other people that are speaking up, there's like how many types of people? I didn't do the math of what type of people is doing this. You're either one of the enemies that had to create a fake account because you don't have the courage to follow me with your real account, but you want to know what I have to say, or you want to know what we have to say. So you're either one of those people who are the enemy and create a fake account, or you're one of the good people, the common sense people, but are afraid to follow with your real account. So you created a fake account. So you're either the enemy that just wants to, that create a fake account because you don't want to be embarrassed, but want us to know your real account, or you're the one that's afraid that you don't want others to know you're the real account following us and what we have to say. Or you're just a brand new Instagram user that loves this topic right now because you're feeling like you're alone. So you're either one of those three people, right? You're either the ones that are hiding cowardly. You're one, or the other one that's hiding cowardly because you're afraid, but you want to know. Or you're brand new to Instagram and you want to know because you're tired of feeling alone in the knitting community, getting attacked in the knitting community, right? All three of these people that created the fake accounts or that created the brand new account to go on this journey with us, you need this message more than anybody else. So I welcome your following. I welcome you, and come join us. Come join us. I've never deleted a comment on my feeds or posts because I love giving people voices. I fight so hard to give people voices, so hard that I fight the hardest for the one that has no voice. Because even Anne Frank had a voice. This went fast. Didn't it go fast? It went so fast. So fast. Wow. I'm gonna end with this, Kathy, because I love this. Gotta run. Thank you for a great power hour. God bless. All right, guys, I gotta run. Thank you for a great power hour. God bless. Like, share, subscribe, do all the fun stuff, and join me on Instagram because I'll be going live there too in the middle of the week, and then I'm going to come back here on Saturday. And I'm also live every Monday at 6 a.m. with Sarah Price for Monday Morning Motivations, where we show you what it looks like for ordinary women trying to do extraordinary things, what that looks like Monday morning. We share a quote. We talk about our week. We basically use that 6 a.m. Monday morning motivation to fire ourselves up so we can show up our best versions for the week and take on the world. So join us there too. And God bless, guys. Have a great weekend. Bye.